On this episode of Lapeef Let's Talk.
Yes.
But if they don't have those things, then no.
Then that's I mean, I don't think that the age is determining. If you ask me for the qualifications, the age does not determine if they're going to be ready for that.
Wrong. You are absolutely 100%
wrong. What am I wrong about? So name me one thing that it is that
the barrier to entry is not to already have all of the qualities necessary in order to take care of a woman and spirituality and all of that. The goal is to grow together, which is one of the reasons why dudes emphasize that it's important to find a day one, because she's not with you for all of those things that you named. She grows with you and she's earned the right to be called your wife, which makes her more worthy of what it is that you're doing. One of the reasons why Rita is so dope, and I got married when I was 22 years old. I had just turned 22 years old. Most of those things I didn't have. One of the reasons that make her so dope is that she's been my day one, even when I didn't have all of those qualities.
Like I said on the last show, I think what wealth and happiness to me is being debt free. So regardless, if I'm making 100K and he's making 50, 60K, that's 50, 60K that I'm saving that I don't have to spend, meaning that I've been paying 100%. So me not having to take care of, leave half or 60% is a blessing to me. I live below my means. So therefore, if I'm making 100K, I'm living like I'm making 50. If he bringing 50, again, it's a blessing. So I don't need him making more. I just need him to have something stable and some good benefits and some good credit.
Fair. That's fair.
That's it.
You see how she answered that question? It was such a beautiful soliloquy. She gave the number, she gave the context, she gave a personal example. Nobody has any disputes over that.
That's it.
All right, make sure you guys get them likes up. Get them likes up, y'all. Yeah, one more for y'all. All right, so Russell Wilson was in the car with Sierra. Russell Wilson says if a man wouldn't marry himself, he is not ready for marriage. That's what he said, right? I ain't gonna read all the rest of that, but is that true? Is that true?
What was the question?
If he wouldn't marry himself.
I'm gonna put it up here for you. If a man wouldn't marry himself, he is not ready for marriage. And then he flipped it and said that the woman should also say it as well.
Okay, so on my perspective,
Russell stated, if you aren't ready to marry yourself, you aren't ready to marry somebody else. Yeah.
I'll say for myself, I've said that to myself, but I took it away. How I take it is that if I wouldn't date myself or put my brothers in a situation as a woman, for me, I shouldn't be dating, meaning that I'm not mentally, emotionally, spiritually, physically fit for myself. So that's how I take it as. If I'm not ready to date myself, meaning I'm not whole in those sectors, then I don't need to be out there dating or talking to men or be in a relationship. That's how I took it as. But I mean, I don't know him personally. So I've said that to myself. If I wouldn't date myself at the time period I am at this position in this journey stage, I don't need to be out there dealing with nobody. I can be by myself, handling and healing how I need to be.
Yeah, I agree. I think at the end of the day, it speaks to people expect things out of others that they can't provide.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not one of those people.
Thanks.
Right. And what I mean by that is, say, hypothetically speaking, if I run into a woman, which typically a lot of men do this if we're gonna keep it G, I'm out here doing my thing, sniping, hitting, some of the baddest in the city, messing with, kickbacks, laid up with all kind of chicks at the club, popping bottles, but I want a woman that's low key at the crib, not doing nothing. I don't even want you to have male friends around, for real. I want you to be to yourself at the crib, being domesticated while I'm out in these streets acting a damn fool. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what that question is speaking to, is that are you demanding something from somebody that you aren't in position to provide? And I don't believe in that. So I would agree with his assessment that if I wouldn't date me, I'm not ready to date.
Well, men and women aren't equal. Like, there's double standards that we have to have as men and women. So it's hard to compare everything. You know what I'm saying? You know, y'all don't get that.
Yeah,
but
we talking about in relationships though.
Yeah.
There's
I mean,
double.
like men get extra privileges, sure, but I think in terms of like a solid foundation, right? Like a lot of men don't even have a solid foundation to be dating, or women, if we're gonna keep it G.
Yeah.
Like you still traumatized from what two dudes did from you before, but you want a man that's healed and whole and ready to take me in and be the Prince Charming. No, your ass is not healed. Your ass is not at a dateable level yet. So you shouldn't be demanding anything from anybody. That's more from an integrity perspective, not necessarily privileges that each of us get away with. I think we both need to come to this situation with a solid moral foundation, integrity, and healed, or as close to healed as possible, working toward it. But a lot of people don't do that. Like I said, they go into situations expecting shit from people that I can't give right now. And that's not fair.
True. Like, Anton, would you suggest a man that's not financially stable to go out there dating?
No.
Exactly. So he should be getting his elements, whatever he needs to do to become a man or whatever y'all call it. He needs to have that in order before he goes out there. Just as women, we need to have.
Time, I don't give a F if a woman is financially stable.
No. I'm talking about two different things.
Women shouldn't wait until they're financially stable in order to date. That's what I'm saying. It's double standards.
Yeah, but I'm talking that for a man, but for a woman, I shouldn't be out there if I'm not emotionally stable.
But we're using two different comparisons is my point.
No, we're not.
We're not?
No. The statement is if you're not ready, you can't marry yourself, then you're not ready to be married. There is no context related to finances or anything like that.
I'll give you an example. I think that both adults should be emotionally stable. No woman should be talking to a man that's not emotionally stable. But then at the same time, I think that a woman can talk to a man that is financially stable, but she doesn't necessarily have to be financially stable in order to talk to a man. That's a double standard.
Yeah, understand that position.
That can exist.
Understand that position, but what the statement is about is that if you're not a husband, right? If you're not husband material, then you shouldn't be looking for a wife. And if you're not a wife, then if you're not ready to, it's not about just finances and things of that nature.
Glad we're going down that path.
Yeah. So if you're not ready to be married, then you shouldn't be looking for nobody to be married to. That's what it is about. Material? I didn't hear what you said.
What makes a man husband material?
A couple things, right? You want to definitely be a provider. Hopefully you have a place to stay. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully there is stability in your life, emotional stability, as well as being able to know how to take care of a woman mentally, spiritually, and then also being ready to know what it is. Do you have a game plan in the trajectory of what you want your family to look like?
Interesting. So are you saying that young people should get married then? Say
it again.
Are you saying that most young people should not get married then? Because most young people.
What age are you talking about?
Wait. Most young people don't have any of that stuff. They do not have the ability to be able to provide and take care of a chick and all of this other type of stuff. They don't have the spirituality. They don't have a lot of that stuff that you just named. But overwhelmingly, people that get married younger, often at times, are most successful in marriage. Are you saying, based off of that statement, because I asked you what it takes, what are the qualifications for a man to be ready for marriage? Are you saying that most young people should not be getting married then?
Are we talking about men? You asked me about men.
Yes.
So young men can get married. What age are you talking about?
Okay. Let me rephrase the question.
That's not a hard question. I asked you for an age.
Hold on. Let's get some very clear qualifications, right?
All right.
I asked you, what are the qualifications for a man to get married? You listed all of these qualifications. I said, based off of what and I was going through it in my head. Listen, I'm a little slow. I'm a C student. You an educator. I know you're a little bit quicker than me, right? Based off of what you were saying line by line, as you were saying, and I was like, hey, most young people don't have that before they get married. They don't qualify themselves to be married in order to to get that stuff. And so now, as a result, I asked you a specific question and I said, so are you saying most young people should not be getting married because men don't have all of those qualities all the time when they do?
and I asked you what age are you talking? Like, I didn't change my question.
21.
Well, if they have those things, yes.
But if they don't have those things, then no.
Then that's I mean, I don't think that the age is determining. If you ask me for the qualifications, the age does not determine if they're going to be ready for that.
Wrong. You are absolutely 100%
wrong.
wrong.
What am I wrong about? So name me one thing that it is that they.
The barrier to entry is not to already have all of the qualities necessary in order to take care of a woman and spirituality and all of that. The goal is to grow together, which is one of the reasons why dudes emphasize that it's important to find a day one, because she's not with you for all of those things that you named. She grows with you and she's earned the right to be called your wife, which makes her more worthy of what it is that you're doing. One of the reasons why Rita is so dope, and I got married when I was 22 years old. I had just turned 22 years old. Most of those things I didn't have. One of the reasons that make her so dope is that she's been my day one, even when I didn't have all of those qualities.